Hello, good morning. It's good to be back here on QTV this morning. To give you that usual dose. Get ready to conquer your day with this program. So wherever you're watching us, we're saying a wonderful morning to you and your loved ones. And on the program today, I'm with Julden Jai. She is the co-host of this program. Julden, we definitely missed you. Where have you been?
I'm around. Just juggling.
Face of the nation. Julden Jai.
I'm not sure about that. But I'm happy to be back, Balde. I definitely miss all of you. Mr. Ka, Mr. Ade, Mr. Mboje. I miss all of you. And I miss the viewers out there, particularly my Good Morning fans. You know, it's always good to be back. I've been juggling around the university, coming and going, and other presentation and news reporting. So I've not been here. But alhamdulillah, I am back.
Many people asked, where is Julde?
She was on track.
Yes, but at some point, I'll tell them Julde is a very busy young woman. She doesn't have much time. Time doesn't allow her to come even on this morning. But today we are here. And Mr. Malika is our newspaper review. Mr. I love that.
Thank you. I know you like this kind of...
I definitely like that.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to join you and Julde on the platform as always. It's going to be the usual dose from Balde, full of laughter, and entertainment at times.
Absolutely.
At the same time, educative. So we look forward.
Well, it should be entertaining. It's Christmas time. It's holiday season. So,
Absolutely.
before we get to the end of the year, the mood should, be happiness. Joy, love. We share the love and the unity. Yeah, so on the program today, we'll be taking a look at the code as usual. Then Mr. Malika will be reviewing the papers with us. Then we would be only doing one segment after the newspaper review. That is the African Spelling Bee 2024. And we'll be having the team. They'll be representing the Gambia in Nigeria, Abuja. For the African Spelling Bee competition 2024 by next week. So they will be on the program and we will be talking to them about their preparation and, why is it significant for the Gambia to be part of this Spelling Bee competition. But without wasting much time, Julde, take us through the African code.
So, Balde, our African code this morning reads, excellent is it's not a skill, it's an attitude. Excellence. That's the correct word there. Excellence.
Excellence.
It's not excellent. It's excellence. It's not a skill. It's an attitude.
That's a mistake from Ali Jallo.
Excellence is not a skill. It's an attitude.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I tend to agree with that because you have to do things repetitively in order to perfect it.
Sure.
So as you do it in that way, you develop to have that as an attitude as well.
True.
So then what you do becomes so routine, so normal in terms of your expectations and the challenges you impose on yourself to achieve the best. So once you have that culture embedded into you, it becomes a discipline that reflects the way you do things. So that when people assign you tasks or responsibilities, they would, with confidence, know that you will always produce quality because you have that attitude, you have the tendency to do it in the proper way. So you don't demand less of yourself. So you demand perfection, even though it's very hard to achieve or attain, but that's what you try to do in order to make sure that you always create the best.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It's significant for one to inculcate discipline in whatever you're doing. Discipline and consistency. At some point, the result that you will get is excellence. At some point, when you are disciplined and when you are consistent, the result becomes fruitful. But it is very difficult to be disciplined on certain things. People will tell you sometimes you have to practice what we call financial discipline, or you should be disciplined when it comes to a certain thing. When you talk about discipline, the mental picture that people have is to discipline a child or to discipline something, but you can discipline different things. That is your how you feel. You can discipline your attitude. You can discipline, you know, your attitude towards certain things as well. Julde.
Absolutely. I totally agree with both of you. I mean, excellence is something that is not easily achieved. It's an everyday routine that you have to do in order to be perfect or excellent in whatever you're doing in life. But whatever you live also tends to leave you. Even the Quran, if you memorized it and you don't recite it for 1 year or plus, you tend to forget a lot of verses. So that is just about life. If you leave something, it tends to leave you, no matter how good you are. If you are not doing it consistently, you tend to forget a lot of things, and you know, it escapes you. So that is why it's good that whatever you're doing every day, try to improve on it. Don't be content with what you know. Just because, okay, you're doing the morning show every day or you're reading the news doesn't mean that you're perfect in it. Doing it every day doesn't also give you perfection, but learning new skills every day makes you perfect in what you do, and learning from different people. But because, you know, we are always content, okay, this is what I do, I am fine, you know, everybody praises me out there, I am famous, and then you have that celebrity mindset in you, and you think that, okay, I don't learn, you know, I am good to go because everyone out there knows me. That is not how you attain perfection and excellence. Excellence is by doing what is right every day and doing it consistently in order to build that attitude, and then it becomes a skill eventually that you attain.
True,
Yeah.
true, absolutely.
Practice makes perfect.
Perfect,
Yes.
yeah.
So I think we are all driving at the same
Yeah,
point
exactly.
at the end of the time. I mean, one needs to be disciplined to achieve certain things. Discipline, in another way, it's the sacrifice that you do. I mean, okay, fine, burn the midnight candle for you to be able to pass your exams. Obviously, that's a sacrifice that you have to do, and it's a discipline. It's very difficult to study, you know. It's difficult to sit and read your books. Very hard. But with that discipline and that determination, you will pass your exams once you keep studying. Yes.
I guess it's not as difficult as you try to paint it, but once you are disciplined, then it becomes
That's what I'm saying.
easy.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you are somebody that is
not
so
disciplined, it will be hard for
then
you.
you tend to derail from what you're doing. All you ought to do is be very open-minded in terms of learning new things and listening. You have to be multi-dimensional in the way you approach things. You don't have to be linear in your thinking, because otherwise you will just become very dogmatic, doing the same thing in the same way all the time and expecting a different result is folly. So you have to do things in a different way to get different results. And that is where your learning and education, you did mention about child discipline. Child discipline is the foundation, is the basis upon each of us are defined. If you have that character, you know, imbued into you, you become somebody that speaks the truth, that do try to do the right thing as always, then you become a productive member of society.
True.
That is, you know, honest, that people can have, you know, the faith and belief in, because integrity is the most important thing. So therefore, these are foundations that you try to induce in our kids, in school, at home, all these places, in order to have a society. Remember the other day we had this proverb where you said that you have to educate the young so that you don't have to punish the elders. That is the same thing. Give them the discipline, and then you will have a very organized and perfect society.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, let's go straight to the papers. And
I think Julde wanted to add
something. Okay. All right, Julde.
So basically, I think Mr. Carr touched on a very important point, disciplining our kids at a very early age. When we talk about discipline, it doesn't mean to cane someone. I think that is a misconception people really have. Okay, in order to be disciplined, in those days you discipline people in order to, you know, instill fear in them. That is the way they can be disciplined. But the moment you are not around, they tend to be who they are. And then that is really detrimental. I think that is very, very important there. You know, discipline is telling someone to do the right thing, even though no one is watching. That is discipline. You knowing that, okay, this is the right thing to do, and I am doing the right thing. I am sticking to what is right. But I don't really care whether someone is watching or someone is not watching. And I think that is really important. We should all nurture as a people, as a society, as a country in order to do the right thing. You see, every time we have leadership issues and we always point at the top, but I think we should start from the bottom. It's bottom-top approach. When you have instilled something in a young child that, okay, this is not right, or the person comes to you and can be lying. And you tell the person, it's not good to lie. Always stick to the truth, even though they're going to kill you, but tell the truth. They develop that attitude, and then when they grow up, they tend to have that in them, that it is right to do what is right. You know, I always love this quote of the late Vice President, Aliu Badara Diouf.
Yes.
He says it is right to do what is right in order to get it right, but we know we have to do what is right in order to get it right. So it's doing the right thing is the ultimate thing, that honestly.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it should be always right.
Yeah.
I mean, to get a very positive
Gives a
result.
clear
Yeah.
consent.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So to speak.
Yeah, so let's move on. Let's take a look at the Point newspaper. UDP is not a Mandinka party. I mean, Dabo says tribalism has no space in politics.
I think that's right. Needless to say, I don't think there is any political party in the Gambia that is designated as being tribalist. All these parties are composed of people from all the tribes. So even the law does not allow that. So one would presume that all the parties, you know, of course, you will have maybe some people with that perception, or just because of politics, they just try to caricature, and that is just normal in politics.
Yeah.
They throw stones at each other, you know, saying things. But I don't think there is any tribalist party in the Gambia.
Yes, exactly. I mean, at some point, I always mention people are learning now. I mean, things are changing. People are becoming more mature when it comes to the way they think about politics. 30 years, I mean, back when you look at the way people politic in this country, and now is totally different. I mean, it manifested itself 2016 election. Everybody spoke in one voice. You understand? So gradually, it will not be a matter of tribalism. But it will be a matter of seeing the country first.
Ideas.
You know, and we've seen
politics is about plurality. It's
exactly.
about accepting other people to come with their ideas and market it to the people. Policies and programs, that should be the emphasis. And once the people are conscious and mature and aware of these things, on that basis they make their choice.
Exactly. And you know, I like mentioning Senegal as a brighter example. I mean, when you talk about Senegal, many people tell you, what can they do that Gambia cannot do? But I think Senegal have grown to a level when it comes to their politics. I mean, they see their country first. I mean, I watched a video yesterday when they were doing a campaign for the PASTEF party. You can see how the youths are ambitious, I mean, to make sure there is change. I mean, you can see how the elderly are ready to go out, I mean, to add their voice to make sure there is change in their country. So it's not a matter of politics anymore.
Sure. And I think for me, I am one person who always have the notion or the belief that there is no such thing like tribalism. Because if you go to our family setting, there is no family here that does not have a Mandinka, a Fula, a Wolof, or a Jola in the family. And we all sit together, eat in one bowl. So we are like one people. So tribalism, I think it's a concept that is used by politicians to divide us. Exactly. So there is no such thing like tribalism. I think it's just the experiences that we have, you know, depending on, okay, I have an experience with this individual, use politics and then attribute it to that particular tribe. That is what is being used. But there is no such thing like tribalism. But I'm happy that now we are moving forward. Everyone it's now realizing that that is not the ultimate goal and it's not important. You know, what is important is to actually debate on policies, programs, come up with ideas and inventions so that we can move this country forward. I mean, for far too long we've been debating on things that are not really relevant.
We should be talking about the constitution and
Exactly.
those important issues, you know, rather than focus on those details. But nonetheless, they have to clear the air. All these political parties are entitled to express their opinions and their views so as to avert any misconceptions about what they represent and the other side. So this just is a game of, you know, opposing views and opposing parties, and it's very welcoming in the arena of plurality of politics.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so let's go straight to the University of the Gambia. UTG students go on strike again.
I thought that was already resolved, but Julia would be in a better position maybe. I don't know if so.
Apparently it has not been resolved because last week it was the student body that came out to actually protest. They wanted the vice chancellor to come out so that they can read the statement in, you know, in where he was, but that was not the case. Instead of the Vice Chancellor coming out, he did not come out. So as such, the students were really angry. But this week, it was the student union that actually staged this protest.
Factions,
there are factions. You have what they call concerned students and the student union, which is the main student body. So, I mean, there are really factions. The concerned students want the resignation of the Vice Chancellor, while the student union want the rights and the welfare of students to be respected. So they are really...
So, well, there is a conflict within the student union body, the student body, so to speak. Well, anyway, they have to find a way of resolving it, because that will not help advance any of the causes that they stand for.
It doesn't. I mean, we were supposed to start exams yesterday, which was on Monday, on the 9th, but apparently they have to postpone it till the 6th of January.
That's rather
so
unfortunate.
Exactly.
It's impacting on
well, calendar. I mean, the University of the Gambia being the highest learning institution in this country, I mean, it's unfortunate that, I mean, this situation transpired this way. But I hope, I mean, there is a quick resolution to be able to put everything into place. I mean, examination to be cancelled at some point. It will not only affect, I mean, the institution, but the students
has already affected the students, because now moving forward, we were supposed to resume to the second semester, but now because exams are not done, obviously it will affect the next semester that is coming. So there is already you know, a division as far as the university is concerned, and I think the authorities should really come forward and then address the situation amicably before it gets out of hand, because it's not really helping.
Yeah, so let's move on. There is a press release from NAWEC. I mean, NAWEC takes decisive action in response to alleged financial misconduct. The National Water and Electricity Company, NAWEC, wishes to inform the public of its decision to terminate the services of its treasury manager and suspend the director of finance following allegations of misconduct involving a telephone conversation between the director of finance and purported supplier. The alleged conversation involved unauthorized financial arrangements in violation of company policies and ethical standards.
I think it's a case of corruption, but I hope they, regardless of the substantive evidence, they follow due process before, you know, also they can be challenged in terms of just coming out and saying they terminate. I know where there is gross misconduct, you can terminate, but they have to make sure that on the side of caution, they exercise due process and due diligence, because, you know, natural justice dictates that even if you find the person really guilty at that, you have to establish that all the disciplinary processes and procedures are exhausted before you issue that. Well, it's welcoming. Where corruption rears its head, I mean, people want to see action, and, you know, the perception index is very high in terms of corruption. In order to ensure that people really have faith and trust in the system, these people, if they do something that is untoward or wrong, they should be brought to justice and let there be the law.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, corruption has no place in any society. In order to fight corruption, we need to, concerted efforts are needed from all stakeholders and individuals. I mean, this is a perception that, you know, Gambia is corrupt, Gambia is corrupt. You hear it everywhere that Gambia is corrupt. But these are the cases that really justify that it is corrupt. But any country in the world, they have some level of corruption in it. But it depends on us as citizens. How do we really perceive our country? How do we see our country? Where do we want our country to actually move? At what level? I mean, if you look at Singapore and Gambia, we have the same independence the same year, but they are far ahead of us. You know, some of these leakages really, it's something that is impacting us, whether we know it or not, directly or indirectly. So corruption has no place in the society. Gambia could have been, you know, ahead of many countries because of our size, our population, and everything. But if you look at most of this infrastructural development, and you know that it is the mindset. Really, it's no more about the issue of leadership. I know leadership has its own portion, but also it's the people itself. How do we really perceive our country? What do we want to, where do we want to see ourselves at the global stage? So, I mean, it takes a lot to actually fight these things, and we need to come together as a people to actually fight corruption, because, and it should not be tolerated, really.
Yeah, but also is the state intervention that also reassures people in terms of to allay these perceptions. Because if such measures are being taken, investigations are thorough, and then people are brought to book, then people will start believing that, you know, once you do something that is wrong, there will be justice. It cannot be selective as well, where allegations are made, the police have to intervene, make thorough investigation, submit a report, and let there be action. Where justice is, you know, very, very much in the open, then people will start having faith in institutions.
So that's it.
Exactly. So NAMS increased penalty for assault on police to 5 years imprisonment.
So you mean the code has been changed in terms of the tariff?
To 5 years. I can remember there was a few months back, I mean, the assault on police was definitely going very high. The Churchillstown incident where the driver, I mean, wanted to take the policewoman to the riverside and execute her with her friend, allegedly. And, you know, when they sentenced the driver and the apprentice to, I think, 5 months in prison, I was like, wow, I think that's really a small, I mean.
Well, in law, assault is assault, regardless. If you are police or civilian, it doesn't matter. The law has to be there to protect everybody. Where the police assault, there has to be that maximum penalty imposed on them. Where it's the other way around, it's the same. So assault should be assault, and the penalty should be across the board. It doesn't make any distinction, because a police officer can also assault a citizen. So that is why assault in law is just should be seen. There is no two-tier system in the justice system.
Probably they are putting the weight for police officers because it's a person in uniform serving the country. And these are people that should be respected as well, as far as they are the ones helping to uphold the law of this land.
Yeah, but legal terms have definition, and such definitions are, you know,
complex. They're really complex.
Attribute to party. If party slap me, it's 5 years. If I slap party, it's 2 years. How do you explain that?
The law shouldn't be discriminatory.
If you say party slap me, it's 5 years. I slap party, it's 5 years. Period. Assault is assault, and the degree of the assault is what
determines the penalty.
And determines the penalty.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, I think we don't have enough on the newspapers again. So let's talk about the Q City Carnival. I mean, it's coming up. Like I said, it's December and it's a festive season. You know, people come from different parts of the world to come and, you know, reunite with their families again. And it's important to have a very good place to go and relax, you know, have fun, so that you can remember that wherever you are. So Q City is organizing what we call the Q Carnival for the first time. And I am pretty sure it is going to be different from any other carnival, because whenever Q City organizes, it's always different.
Yeah, the thing with Q City is it's a family venue, and it's enclosed, so safety and security are there, especially that period when you have a lot of kids going out to seek, you know, entertainment and enjoyment. They are exposed. They are exposed to the traffic. They are exposed to lots of other things that can cause harm and damage. But if you come to a place that is, you know, well secured with a lot of protection, it's good for kids. So it's a family day outing where you can go with your children and be assured that they are in an environment where at least the security is there, the protection is there, rather than sometimes you see about 8, 9-year-old kids walking along the way to Senegambia, going to places, and they are exposed to a lot of things. So it's sometimes very hazardous, you know, in terms of their safety and security. But this is a venue where there is security and it's well secured. And I guess, you know, the entertainment, they have a variety of entertainers lined up. So one can imagine, you know, it's a new initiative, you know, initiated by the Q City team management. And we hope that it's going to be very exciting, and so that, you know, the kids can go and enjoy with their parents.
Exactly. There will be a lot of things. I mean,
yeah.
there will be cultural activities, you know.
So who are the main artists coming there?
There will be gala. I mean, the main artist on the platform will be, you know, Jizzle, Nyancho, Big Banga, Antu, the Sparky, Hussein Dada, Miss Jobis, and you know a lineup
it's a big lineup.
Lineup of DJs, you know,
night to remember.
lineup of DJs as well. So it's definitely a place to be. I mean, this December. Yeah. So Julde, are you ready?
I am. I mean, I'm not a party president or program president, but this is one program that I can't really miss. I'm looking forward to the, you know, the cultural festival. I'm looking forward to going to shop because
you're taking your son as well.
Exactly, and my sisters as well. So it's a night really that is going to be
family members coming from abroad as well.
Sure,
the diaspora.
We have a lot of them coming.
No,
some of them are already in, but we have still more people to come.
It's a busy season.
It's a busy season.
Yes. So, I mean, it's important to say bye-bye to 2024 in a grand style.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, you know, always New Year's Eve, QTV is always there for you. Even if you are in your house, you should be able to know what is going on, what's happening at Q City, what's happening around town. So, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, the gala at Q City also would be a very good one for you to take your wife, you know, your family, your mother, your father. I mean, take them out, let them go and enjoy themselves, you know. So, Mr. Ka, hamna ni dibo bu yangi pare na nga solo bu nice because you sa solo ilañ ma def. New Year's Eve be last year mbahana bobu lay sol. Well,
okay.
2020.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ka, for reviewing the papers with us, and you know, we appreciate this, Julde. At this point, we'll take a short break. After the break, we'll be hosting the Spelling Bee team. They're supposed to represent the Gambia to a Spelling Bee competition in Nigeria. So we'll be right back.
Ready to party!
Get ready for the biggest celebration of the year.
It's Q Carnival at Q City. This December 31st, we're taking it to the next level.
From 5 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Q City kicks things off with a vibrant cultural and family fun festival, perfect for all ages.
Shop till you drop at the marketplace. Open from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Vendors, grab your stall for just $2,000 seats.
Indulge in a classic gala dinner from 7 p.m. to midnight. Come hungry, leave happy.
Couples, this one's for you. Enjoy a romantic movie and dinner night from 9 p.m. to midnight.
And then when the clock strikes 12, the stage explodes with a live music concert from midnight to 5 a.m. The hottest artists and DJs will keep you dancing till dawn.
Don't miss out. Mark your calendars and join Q Carnival, the ultimate New Year's Eve celebration at Q City.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Q-Money e Orange Money joni weɓini nuldugol mbuɗi mi yetoma joni hiɗa wawi nuldude mbuɗi iwra ko Gambia ɗo yaha Sénégal e Q-Money wallet ma on eyyi ko honno wonɗa e fadde mi yetoma udduto Q-Money account ma on joni fuɗɗoɗa nuldude mbuɗi e teriɓe ma rewa ɗon ka Orange Money nder Sénégal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi hiɗa wawi noddude Q-Money customer care e 133 Q-Money suñu kalpe ɗum no yaadi e sartaji. Q-Money anin Orange Money ye bulodi nyola pour ka kori kio sone yandi ka bonan Gambia banko kan kata Senegal banko kan anin Q-Money wallet ika mune batu imuna fan Q-Money account wala sign pour ka dati ka kodoki iterimal anila dimbayal kana anin Orange Money Senegal ni lafta ku Senegal sotola je Q-Money customer care kumandi 133 Q-Money sunyu kalpe nying sartolle bala. Q Money ak Orange Money ñoo lëkkaloo pour yombalal leen yónnee xaalis bàyyi ko Gambia dem ba Sénégal ak Q Money wallet looy toog di xaar dawal léegi nga ubbi Q Money account pour nga mun a door di yónnee xaalis sa xarit ak sa mbokk yi jaarale ko Orange Money Sénégal léegi pour am si lu leer mun ngaa call Q Money customer care si 133 Q Money suñu kalpe lii dafa ànd ak sarta yuñ tëral.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV This Morning, and I am Ibrahim Abalde. Now let's move to the last segment of this program, and we'll be talking about the African Spelling Bee 2024. And we have Modke Drame, volunteer, and of course we have Adama Sane, volunteer as well. Is it Salimatu Foundation for Education? Yes, okay.
El Presidente.
Yeah, so it's good to have you here, gentlemen.
Thank you very
and you know, for enlightening this discussion on the spelling bee competition that is supposed to be held in Nigeria, Abuja. Yeah, so please take us through, you know, what does this mean, and why is Gambia going to represent it to be part of this spelling bee competition?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Balde. This is a great opportunity having us here. The African Spelling Bee is one of the biggest championships with regards to spelling bee in Africa. And Gambia is fortunate to be taking part this year. And they were supposed to take part last year, but unfortunately, due to some financial constraint, the kids were not able to represent the Gambia.
Okay.
So this year, but before that, there was a regional spelling bee that was organized. The winners from those regions represented their regions at the National Spelling Bee, which was held at the Ibunjan Theatre. So the winners there, that is the 3 winners from the junior category and 3 winners from the senior category, were supposed to represent the Gambia. Okay. So, but as we said, it's
How many in total?
It's 6 in total. 6 in total. Okay. So they were supposed to represent the Gambia, and this time it's in Abuja. But last year, because of the financial constraint, it was supposed to be in Ethiopia, but they could not represent the Gambia because of those issues that I mentioned. This year, fortunately, it was supposed to be 6, but as I said, the financial constraint of things also limited us to having only 3 instead of 6. So that's why we are still looking for opportunities to making sure that all these 6 kids represent the Gambia, because they are really brilliant, and it will be really an honor to see these young people showcase what they can do at the continental level. Sure.
So in terms of the preparation, at what stage are you at, and how prepared are we as a country to actually compete?
That is the biggest problem right now. At our level as a foundation, we are trying our level best to prepare these kids, because all the kids have their coaches, their mentors that are taking them through, and we have also prepared certain things that they could be guided to, especially with regards to, because there could be differences with regards to how we do our things here and the African spelling bee level. So we try to get some of the guides as to how they should go about with the spelling bee, and also prepare some words to give to these people to also go through and see how to prepare these kids. So before the departure, we'll also have them on board to see how far they have gone with their coaches before departing to Nigeria.
So is there any criteria set forward as far as this competition is concerned?
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Modke Drame, a volunteer from Salimatu Foundation for Education. So there are criteria that we actually look into. If you look at the regulation from African big competition, you understand, there are 8 criteria that are given to this case. But as Adam said, last year they were supposed to represent Gambia, you understand, but that was not possible due to financial constraint. So, but if you look at it, African B champion, you understand, give Gambia that advantage, you understand, because kids who are supposed to represent, they were not able to. But so this time around, we are actually going to have the kids that's supposed to represent Gambia to this category. So the max age for senior category is 16 years. 16. You understand? You're not supposed to be 16 years in the first January of 2024, you must be 16 years to actually represent Gambia. So anything above that, you will actually be disqualified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how prepared are our kids? I mean, to be able to compete with countries like Nigeria?
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure Ghana would be there, and they are regarded to be the most intelligent people, you know, in Africa. So how are we prepared to? Are we well prepared?
We, at our level, we are very, very prepared, and you could see the enthusiasm in these kids whenever they, especially, I remember when I shared the message that unfortunately only 3 would be able to represent. The messages that were coming in were really, I was kind of like frustrated because I could see how prepared most of these people are. They were like, oh, so how am I going to relate this to their parents? Because we have spent a lot to prepare these kids. But unfortunately, you know, we can't go beyond what we have.
But didn't you reach out to philanthropies,
government? We wrote to people, we wrote to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, we wrote to so many ministries, but they all complain of financial issues. But we are still hopeful that because the departure should be on the 17th, I guess.
Of this month?
18 of this month.
The competition will start on the 18th to 22nd. So, you know, there have been a whole lot of issues. But the kids are really prepared because if, you know, you could see how fast they could think, how good they are with words, they are really prepared. But, you know, with this news, some of them are really going down.
So what was the intention? How many students, I mean, were you intending to take?
That's supposed to be 6 students supposed to represent Gambia, you understand?
Across the region.
Yeah, the first, Salimatu Foundation for Education is a non-profit making organization, you understand? Major source of finance can be a donation. So this time around, when we look at our budget, we have almost about 965,000, you understand, 800 for the entire budget for this particular program. But Salimatu Foundation, the financial muscle is not there. We reach out to people. We have been writing on our pages, Facebook pages. We understand, but support is not actually there. So this time around, instead of 6, we are starting with 3. It's supposed to be 6 participants, spellers, and then 2 coaches. But we only going with 3 for now. We are starting with 3. You understand? The rest, as Adam said, I can say they are not actually happy with the news. Their parents, the entire country was expecting that the 6 will actually represent us. Even you look at the chance of winning, now our chance will be low.
That's what I'm even coming to ask.
Yes, compared to other countries, they will go with 6 senior category and junior category.
Should be 3 senior category, 3 junior categories.
Yeah, so they will have the chance than over Gambia, and that will actually affect.
So let's get this clear. 3 for the junior category, 3 for the senior category. Now, do we have junior at all?
Yes. Now, what we did is to go with the 2 winners for both categories. That is the 2 winners for both categories, and I think the second runner-up for the senior category, or the second runner-up of the junior category. Rather. I think it's the second runner-up of the junior category. So these are the 2 we want to go with. So these are the 3 that we want to go with for now, until something else, maybe some miraculous thing happens before the day. Yeah. But I can vividly say that all of them are prepared. I think it's only one of them who reached out to say she's not well prepared. She was honest enough to come out and tell us that. But aside that, all the 5 are really, really prepared and are willing to represent their country.
I think that was even due to late communication.
Exactly.
Because we didn't have about finance, so we didn't want to promise the kids that you'll be going. You understand? And then later tell them that there is no finance. That was the major point, that they were not prepared very well for that particular individual. That was the case. But having been the finance was that we informed them earlier, because we received the invitation on the 6th of April of this year. So if the information was shared to them, they would have prepared very well. But that particular individual, I think the information was the problem because of the finance and then.
So don't you think that as a result of the late communication, that was the reason why you could not?
No, I mean the communication of telling them that you will go, certainly.
That
they're supposed to go.
We have tried to always engage them on the page, because there is a page purposely created for the coaches and the students. We always try to engage them. You know what? There is preparations ongoing, but we are not pretty sure as to how certain we are that all of you will represent. But please still try and engage your students. There is a possibility that all of you could be part of the participants.
So,
But, yeah.
So generally, what is your own opinion as far as spelling bees are concerned in this country? Because I remember that there used to be one very effective national spelling bee competition, but it's no more.
I personally, I think people are not taking education very, very seriously in this country. With regards to spelling bee helps a lot. You know, with regards to your critical thinking, how fast you could process words and give spellings and things, it's very, very important. But it's unfortunate that when issues like this arise, people tend to not give that much support that is required. Especially, I mean, we are talking about young kids. These people are so much, you know, they're so much happy that they would be able to represent their country at the continental level. But now, you know, reaching out to these people and telling some of them that, oh, unfortunately, you won't be able to attend, that alone is really heartbreaking. But I think the ministry or any other individual that is so patriotic of being a Gambian should be able to assist these kids to be able to represent the country, because it's going to be big for the Gambia. Sure. You know, having our flag there, and you know, as you said, there are so many countries coming, Zimbabwe, other countries, Ghana, you know, we all know how smart this kids could be. But I can tell you very clear that our kids are very, very intelligent. You would be surprised. I think QTV covered the National Spelling Bee. How fast some of these people can think and come up with, you know, it is just amazing. These kids are really brilliant.
So how do you get these kids, I mean, to be part of this, I mean, spelling bee competition? You go to schools, from one school to another? Yes,
so what we did was there was an application open for all students, and categories for junior and senior categories were all mentioned in the form. So what they do is, it's not like we have, you know, let's say representing a school per se, but it's just open to all regions. So we went to all the different regions, all the 7 regions, to conduct a regional spelling bee. So the winners from those regions represented their regions to the national championship. So that's where these winners were from, and that's where we got the 6th one. We scored the 6th one.
So now, as far as spelling bees are concerned, what are you doing at your own organizational level to ensure that, you know, we have our spelling bee back? Because I think it's really important. I mean, going to school then, I used to learn a lot from this spelling bee on GRTS.
You know, if you look at Salimatu Foundation, that is the purpose, you understand, to make sure we provide quality education to the young people across the country. Every year we organize it. Just this year, because of this spelling bee competition, we were not able to organize a regional and then national championship. But comes in 2025, every year we do organize it. You understand? Not only spelling bee, but mentorship program, school outreach. Even this year, we are supposed to embark on school outreach. But the preparation is more focused on this spelling bee competition. That is why. But come 2025, we are going to organize the same thing. Go back to every regions. Select their participants, we do regional competition, national competition. So those who win the national championship are those who are supposed to represent Gambia to Nigeria this year.
Exactly. So financial concern, I mean, have you booked the tickets already for your students?
So if you look at the finance, we don't even get the finance from Gambia. This the championship, you understand?
Like none?
Yes, none for now. We didn't get even Butu from Gambia.
No, nothing.
Yeah, so the championship will actually donate Gambia to have our participants down there. You understand? So at some point, that if you look at education in Gambia, we have talented people, as Adam said, but the support is not actually there. If we get the financial muscle, these people can represent Gambia, and then they can even win the championship.
Sure.
You understand? Because we have a lot of talented people in this country, but the support is not actually there. So the financial constraint is the most. We lot of different individuals, different organizations to actually support. Just not long ago, we submitted a letter to Ministry of Youth and Sport. We are anticipating probably before on the 18th they could have reached us, and the National Youth Council too. If they reach out to us, we will be very happy to make sure that all these 6 or the 5 represented Gambia and
what I want to know
coaches.
is, I mean, have you already secured the tickets for?
Yes. So the 3 is certain.
Okay.
The 3 is certain, but then
plus the 2 coaches.
No, it's just one now.
Just one.
Just one.
So 4 people are going.
Yes. Yeah, 4. that is the team would be 4.
Yeah. That's a boring team, you know.
It's a boring team.
To clap, there is nobody.
Yeah,
nobody
cheer them up.
And the fact that it was the organizers that were able to tell us that, okay, we can secure 3 spots for you.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the organizers. I mean, we've tried all means to engage individuals, you know, especially Ministry of Basic and Education, Secondary Education. We have really reached out to them to make sure that they support these kids, but not to have that. Still, nothing is coming up. So we are hopeful. As
were you able to engage the minister herself? I mean,
I think Salimatu promised to reach out to her since we have a new minister now. Well, we are hopeful for the outcome, because I've learned that she's very, very supportive.
You know, if you look at the ministry also, there was leadership was a problem there. You didn't have a minister for a certain period of time. But that could not have been excuse. That's why you have the permanent secretary there. You understand? The leadership structure is there. So if some, you know, Gambia, we have a problems. You understand? The other problem might not even be actually reaching the minister, him or herself, but the information.
Bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy is too much. Sometimes you will submit letter to this institution before they actually read to those individuals. Actually take time. So I think the problem is bureaucracy.
But do you think Salimatu Foundation, you also done your homework well? I mean, it depends to how you approach these people. It depends how you put your concern to these people. I hope it was put well.
Yeah, it was really put well.
How did you put it?
We actually wrote letter to these individuals. And then our report too from 2020 3 championship. From starting, we compile everything together, both the activities, the people engaged, our partners, how the program was done, how the selection was done. Everything was captured in our report. We attack with the letter, and in this letter also we attack the invitation letter and then the budget. So I can say everything was put in the picture. You understand? If you read one of the samples here, if you look at that, you will actually know that we did our homework well. Not only seeking the lesson, but we also did our part in actually updating our viewers, you understand, our followers on media, you understand? So as if anybody is willing to come and then help these kids, help Gambia to participate in this competition will be okay. We have been advocating for this since, you understand? But the problem still exists.
Remains the same.
Yeah, remains the same.
Yeah, so interesting. I mean, Julde, I mean, it's unfortunate.
It is.
But when did you start making follow-ups and sending letters? I mean, it's important because the duration too. But I'm pretty sure you've been sent an invitation for a very long time.
Yes, yes.
And
so
since when have you started this?
Since we received the invitation, we start sharing information. You understand? We start engaging individuals and the philanthropists about this particular individual. If you look at this in general, you know, at some point in time, people will actually donate or take ownership of something when they are involved in it. You understand? If let's say we submit a letter to you, you may see like it is not my program, but somebody is actually taking responsibility of that. Exactly. But if let's say if Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education is the one actually organizing this program, I'm very sure they will actually fund it.
No, but in fact,
you understand?
In fact, the ministry since the regional championship and the national championship, Salimatu Foundation has made sure that we include them to be part of this process. We wanted it to be as something that they could see themselves in.
They could
not
be the
just,
partners.
you know, seeing it as Salimatu Foundation's championship, but it's a national championship that the ministry should see themselves in. So we have tried all means. Even immediately, I could remember vividly, immediately after the national championship, we have made it clear during the finals that winners of this of this national championship are going to represent the Gambia. So they really need the support of Gambians and the ministry in particular. So it's something that have been communicated even before we received the letter. So immediately we received the letter, we started writing because we do not want to, we know how, as you said, the bureaucracy is too much. If you write a letter before you reach out to the individual, sometimes it takes time. So we make sure that we wrote these things earlier so that there wouldn't be any form of challenges or any form of miscommunication or things like that. So we have really engaged these people earlier before before now.
Well, you
so
know,
the main okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Judah.
The main competition, is it going to be in phases? How is it going to unfold?
Yeah, it's going to be in phase because since we have I think it starts on the 18th. That's where the arrival and everything would be. Then on the 19th, they're going to take a tour to I think Abuja and other things like that, so they can familiarize themselves with the city. Then on the 20th, that's when the competition is going to start. So I think where you have the elimination round and to the finals. And on the 22nd, that's where it's going to be.
The finals.
Interesting. I mean, I think in our country, if we are to inject our funds at a certain place, I think education is the most important. Because, I mean, these are the leaders. I mean, whenever we support them, at some point we are building our nation. It's like building a house from the foundation. But it's rather unfortunate. I mean, it has to go this way. But for now, I think we need to make use of what we have. I mean, you know, there is no journey that is easy. You know, I believe time will come. You people will sit and start narrating stories. When we started this, even to get this
was a challenge.
So, how are you going to assure our people if they go, they'll have a comfortable place to sleep, they will eat good food?
Thank you for that question. I forgot to mention this. Salimatu also communicated to the embassy in Gambian embassy in Nigeria. So they promised that they would, I think they would transportation within
and accommodation.
They will take care of that.
Okay.
But departing from here, let's say to add up to the 3 that we already have, they won't be able to support that in that end. But transportation in Abuja and also accommodation,
they will handle it.
They will handle that.
And food.
Food
is important, especially if there are jolas involved.
Also, we came up with the idea of, you know, we are going to take kids from parents, go with them to Nigeria. So we develop a form, understand, where children are going to give their consent of giving us their children. They are going to they are going to write their names. Understand?
Nice.
The children, they will sign everything that their children are permitted to
go with you.
Yeah, to go with us to Nigeria. We have one coaches, so that will be a problem. But we try our best.
Just one coach.
Yeah, one
going
coach
with 3 kids.
Yeah, to go with 3 kids. You understand? So that will be a problem. But we try our best so as to make sure these children are protected. If you also look at African Spelling Bee Championship, it's not just a mere championship. You understand? It is well coordinated. You understand? The rules and regulations are actually there. So the protection, we assure you that the protection, or we assure the parents that your children are going to be protected when you give them to us.
I'll tell you something. I mean, you are not able to go. Maybe the rest of the coaches.
Yes.
I'll assure you to get a very strong internet, and you'll be online. Keep in touch with them. Make sure the rest of the coaches in the Gambia behind, let them keep in touch with these students with the help of the coach in Nigeria. So gentlemen.
And speaking of which, live, how can people here back home watch the competition to know what is really happening?
I want to call with like for us to engage you, you give QTV to actually help us, not actually going, but our coach down there will be able to take a video, take an image of our individual so that it can be reported. Because if you also look at
if it's of quality, we have no problem with that.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be streamed. I'm not too sure whether it's going to be live. Probably it could be streamed.
Gentlemen, I think you people are trying to underestimate the power of QTV.
No, we don't. That's why we're here.
Wherever you are in this world, we can put you live on TV.
That's why we are here.
So what we do, let's do a proper coordination. And we would be happy to put you on this morning.
Exactly.
We would be happy to see our kids in Nigeria, being part of the spelling bee competition.
Exactly.
You know, so there should be a proper coordination so that we can tell the ministry, we can tell the philanthropists, we are doing it. All we need is your support. Yes, do you have a QCell number? So in case someone want to support, someone want to help within this time?
Yes.
So we have this one. We have
only a QCell number.
Yes.
We don't take any other number. The only reliable network in the Gambia is QCell Sunyuba. So please read out the number.
If anybody wants to donate, we have a wave number 3280233. We also have a Trust Bank account, Salimatu Foundation for Education.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remind me the QCell number again.
3280233.
32 80
233.
233.
Yes,
is the number.
3280233.
Or if you want to help still, better still, you can
Reach out,
reach out to QTV. You can send an email to news@qtv.gm to support these youngsters. Yeah, so gentlemen, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
And we hope to engage you again in the future.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
After the win, eh?
After the win, after the victory.
Inshallah.
Yes, let us do it for Gambia. It is
Yes.
Gambia for all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and together we can
No, I
actually
can
do it.
see that in your faces.
Yeah.
I can see how you people are ready to make a difference.
So.
Yes. So, Julde, this is all we have.
Oh,
Julde, are you
dear.
coming tomorrow? Please come tomorrow. Please, please.
So now he wants to put me on the spot.
Yeah, it's right at the university. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay, until we come your way tomorrow for another edition.
All right, bye-bye. Have a nice day.